Hi, welcome back to Bible Talks with Belinda. Today I'm coming to you from a different setting. I'm actually in my kitchen. I am working on prepping my dry ingredients to bake a cake. And so today is Christmas Eve and tomorrow is Christmas, so I'm going to be taking a cake to my family's dinner function tomorrow, and I am actually making a butter pecan cake. So I'm excited about this. I've been wanting to make this cake all year long. I've never made it before. I've made other cakes, but I've never made this particular cake before. And I tried to make it for other people, suggested, hey, you think you would like a butter pecan cake for your birthday? And nobody wanted it. So I don't think they've ever had one. And so I'm going to introduce them to it tomorrow. Hopefully it all works out, right? All right, so I'm not gonna bake the whole cake on here. I'm prepping my dry ingredients for the cake, so I'll do that while I'm on here. But I really need to focus when I'm baking. It's just like a science. Like, you have to be zoned in and focused, and I'm not that skilled baker to where I can just be on here talking and baking at the same time. But I can prep my dry ingredients. All right, so I've decided to, I'm coming on here to share a dream with you all that I had. It was in 2019. All right, so in 2019, you kind of got to rewind your mind back to, back to that time pre-pandemic. Life was life. No one was, I don't even think it was anything in the news about Russia at all. I don't recall. I could be wrong, but I don't think anything was in the news about Russia at all. All right, but I have to go back and see actually when Russia invaded Ukraine. Yeah, it was post 2020. Yeah, or around 2020, in 2020. All right. So during this time in 2019, I had this very vivid dream, and I was in the United States. Let me start there. All right. And in a dream, this is how I know these dreams be prophetic or something that the Lord is giving me to pray over, because it was so vivid and so real. So I'm on this bus and I'm in the middle of the desert. Like, we were traveling down this desert highway. That's the only way I can put it. No, we wasn't even on the highway. We were just like desert land. All right. And just real dusty desert land. But we were in the desert. So I'm on this bus and the bus stops. And I'm looking around on the bus and I'm trying to figure out, okay, we were headed to a destination. I don't know where the destination was. We were headed to a destination, and all of a sudden, the bus stops. And when the bus stops, the door opens. When this door opens, there were, I would say, militant. They were in uniforms, all right? These guys that came on the bus, they were in uniform. And they didn't say much in the dream, right? They didn't say much. So I'm looking, I'm like, who are these people? Now, one thing about me, I'm a quite reserved person until I'm not. So I don't, I'm very reserved, but at the same time, I am very vocal about, situations that I feel that I may be threatening, or when I have to, defend myself or something like that. I'm very vocal, So they're talking. I hear them talking. I can't really make out what they're saying. And so, but these military, they're obviously, they're not U.S. military people. Like, and then they did not look like Americans, right? They had a different look to them, right? They didn't move like Americans move. They didn't have on the uniforms that Americans have on. And so I'm looking around on the bus and I'm like, is anybody gonna say anything? Is anybody gonna do anything? You know? And so I am the only person of color on this bus. So of course I'm thinking like, oh, wait a minute. You know, if anything goes down, I'm gonna be the first to go down. I may be the first to go to go down. So this boldness came over me. And I'm sorry I keep looking down because I'm looking at my ingredients to see what I need to put in my my cake. All right, so this boldness comes over me and I stand up on the bus and I say, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? What do you want with us? Just like that, like very loud and very vocal. And then all of a sudden, they had these uniforms on, but they like had, you know how you have, military have their patches on their uniforms, but there was a patch that was covering whatever rank they were, and patches that were covering like the detail of, their rank and, identifiers, military identifiers. So when I stood up and I screamed out, hey, what are you doing? Why are you here? What do you want? And this has never happened in a dream before, but in this dream, it's as if I had X-ray eyes, literally something out of a sci-fi movie. And when I said that, I looked at the patch. Now, in the natural, you couldn't see the patch. But when these X-ray eyes kicked in, and that's the only way I can explain it. I don't know if it was X-ray eyes. It was something I was seeing in the spirit, in the dream. But I was able to see through the covering that he had over his patch, and I was able to see through it, and I saw where the identifiers that they were Russian. They were Russian militants that were on U.S. soil. Now, after that happened, I really can't remember what happened. It's as if I think I woke up after that, or the dream ended and I just continued to sleep. So I'm not a dream interpreter, but this is what I got over the years. This is what I got from the dream. All right. And bear with me because I have to get something to crack my eggs in. All right. So the desert setting that I was in, these people, they came in, they were not supposed to be here. All right, that's one thing. They were not supposed to be here, but they came in, sorry, I'm getting a message in my, okay. But they came in through a desert part of the United States, because we were in the desert, and they loaded up, they came in and they loaded up through the desert area. And we were being, I don't know, seized. The bus was being seized, and they were seizing the bus in order to continue their venture into the United States. So they were sneaking in that way, all right? But they came in through a desert. I have no idea what part of the United States that I was in at all, but it was a desert setting. And so I was like, gosh, when I woke up, I was like, that's strange. That was Russia. Mind you, nothing about Russia was in the news. And so I remember praying that, Lord, whatever this is. And so that's why I'm coming on this video today to share with you all this, because you need to be praying that for, you know, and when the borders were open, and I think that's another reason why I'm doing this video, because right after that, you know, for, you know, the borders were wide open and people were coming. And I remember thinking back to that dream to where I'm like, I wouldn't doubt if there were some adversaries that crossed over that, that border from Russia. So we need to be in prayer. We really need to be cognizant of things that are going on, be praying over this country, be praying over different locations. But I just wanted to come on here and share this with you all, to just be in prayer. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to finish my cake, and just God bless and Merry Christmas to all, and have a good night.